Breaking news tonight. Police searching on the ground and from the sky for the person or people responsible in a shooting that sent 2 people to the hospital.
That's all happening near MLK Drive and South Polaris. The night team's Jonathan Cotto is there on the scene. Jonathan, what are you learning?
That's right, EC. It's not too far away from the Scott Branch YMCA. Just moments ago, police activity here reporting to a call of a shooting. I can tell you police tell us the 2 victims are a 61-year-old and a 32-year-old who were shot while working on a car on the side of the street. Police say the suspect pulled up, fired off 3 shots and took off. Eagles SAPD's chopper is searching for the suspect in a green Altima. And that's all the information we have. We'll keep you updated as more information is made available to us. Reporting from the east side, Jonathan Cotto. Steve, ECs.
Thank you, Jonathan. Another big story we're following. Weather still on the minds of many as we get into the weekend. A live look outside tonight. Was that lightning I saw off in the distance there?
Yeah, some may even be making plans to head out to the river this weekend. Let's check in with meteorologist Katie Blake.
All right, Katie, what can we expect for those heading outdoors tomorrow? And am I seeing things, or was that actually lightning in the sky tonight?
That was lightning. We have a couple of teeny tiny little storms lingering out there late this evening. But after all the rain yesterday, good to have the Comal River opened up today. And if you've got outdoor plans for the weekend, chances are you are going to be just fine. We actually scaled back rain chances a bit from where they were the past couple of days. Isolated showers and non-severe storms will be possible the next couple of days, with your best chance only by a bit coming on Saturday. And we'll get into the weekend forecast coming up. But quickly, radar, I believe we were looking up to the north, up 281 at this non-severe storm that's off just to the northwest of Canyon Lake, right along 281, well south of Blanco, and again west of Canyon Lake. We've got a little downpour popping up right on I-10 and 1604 there on the far northwest side. The trend with all these showers this evening, they've been short-lived. They pop up and then they collapse down on themselves pretty quickly. A couple of sprinkles down in Wilson and Karnes counties as well. Another look at what's going on tonight in your full weekend forecast coming up in a bit. Steve.
Thank you, Katie. New on the Nightbeat, a man accused of breaking into an apartment and assaulting an 80-year-old man finally captured days after the crime. Dominique Davis released from the Bexar County Jail today on bond. San Antonio police say the victim is someone Davis knows. He was arrested the night of the crime, taken to the hospital to be checked out, but escaped police custody. Davis is charged with burglary of a habitation with the intent to commit assault and escaping custody.
Crime Stoppers needs your help finding a couple of beauty store bandits. Officers saying the 2 men in this picture were involved in an armed robbery that happened just 2 days ago at the Ulta Beauty store on Loop 410 near Bandera. This is on the northwest side. Police say one of the men pointed a gun at an employee while the other loaded a basket with fragrances. They managed to get away. If you have any information in the case, call Crime Stoppers at 210-224-STOP.
The investigation continues into an argument turned violent. The victim shooting multiple times around 11 this morning on Sign Street, not far from 281 and Loop 410 on the city's south side. At last check, the victim listed in critical condition. Police say 2 people were detained. There's still no arrests in the case.
Well, there are lots of reasons to get the COVID-19 vaccine, but among the biggest benefits, doctors say, is keeping you out of the hospital.
And now a new CDC study is also showing the importance of vaccines. This research focused on children between the ages of 12 and 17 and COVID hospitalizations around the nation. The CDC data showed hospitalizations among these unvaccinated adolescents increased between March and April. None of them died, but of the 204 adolescents hospitalized, nearly a third were admitted into the intensive care unit. The research reinforcing the importance of vaccination and a reminder that even children can suffer from the virus.
The good news is now we have a vaccine for children down to 12 years of age. Get it.
There is 1 more month left in the push to get 70% of adults with at least 1 dose of the vaccine by the 4th of July. So far, 63% have already received at least 1 dose.
A free day of childcare is being offered so you can get the COVID-19 vaccine. It's just one of the many incentives that can help vaccination rates rise. The Night Team's Tiffany Huertas with the local childcare center that's participating in the National Month of Action.
Es una excelente idea porque
Elena Mesa says a free day of childcare for parents who want to get vaccinated is a great idea. She says sometimes there is no one who can take care of the kids.
sí es importante vacunarse, claro.
Mesa says it's important to get vaccinated. As part of President Joe Biden's campaign to get more Americans vaccinated, free childcare is being offered for parents and caregivers who need to get the shot or recover from it. 4 of the nation's largest child care providers are participating. KinderCare in San Antonio is one of them.
On a national level, we do see that childcare is a burden in general, and so we want to try to mitigate, that and help release that burden on families that they may be having.
KinderCare will be offering a free day of childcare for parents to get their vaccine Monday through Friday from 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. at any of the locations in the San Antonio area. It will also be offering Saturday childcare from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at select locations for this month. Registration is required.
Different age groups have different slots for their capacity limits.
KinderCare offers childcare for children 6 weeks to 12 years old. Mesa says it's great having a free program for families like this one.
Sí, se batalla bastante porque
Mesa says it's difficult these days to find someone to take care of the kids due to safety concerns. People can register for a free day of childcare at KinderCare starting today. The initiative ends on July 2nd. To learn more on how to register, visit KSAT.com. Steve Eases.
Thank you, Tiffany. Shots at the Shop, also part of the nation's month of action. One local barber hoping to help in the effort to get more people vaccinated. Sam Ward has been cutting hair for 55 years, now plans to use his shop on the east side to educate his community about COVID vaccines.
Anything I can do for this community, I am going to do it.
Under the initiative, shops and salons can host more pop-up vaccination clinics where they're needed the most. And this Sunday, Baptist Health System will offer a new vaccine clinic at its Baptist Emergency Hospital located off I-35 and Zarzamora Street. That's near South Park Mall. The clinic will be open from 7 in the morning until 11:30 in the morning for ages 12 and up. You can register by visiting the Baptist Health System website. We also have a list of pop-up clinics that partnered with Metro Health online right now on KSAT.com.
Turning now to the border, many of the people we've seen cross into the U.S. this year were unaccompanied children coming from Central America. They came in hopes of seeking asylum. Smugglers also continue to pack people into big rigs to take them further into the U.S., some even hidden away in stash houses. Early this morning, neighbors reported hearing banging coming from a tractor trailer on Quisenberry Road. That's just east of Von Ormy Road and Somerset Road. San Antonio police and firefighters responded to the scene, finding 29 people around 2:30 this morning.
They detained 20 males and 9 females. They said there's reports anywhere between 60 and 80 in the truck.
The search for others continued, but no one else was found. The Department of Homeland Security is now leading the investigation. The group is believed to be between the ages of 17 and 32, and no injuries were reported. The truck is believed to have traveled from Laredo. Meantime, Vice President Kamala Harris is tasked with addressing the root cause of migration. She's set to land in Guatemala on Sunday with a trip to Mexico soon after. We'll continue to follow this story to see if any new strategies develop between the countries.
Half of the seats for San Antonio City Council remain in limbo tonight, but that's changing this weekend. The decision to fill those seats will be made by voters. So far, 21,560 ballots cast during the early vote period. Tomorrow, Election Day. And polls will open at 7 a.m. Districts 1, 2, 3, 5, and 9 are all in a runoff. We have interviews with the candidates right now on KSAT.com. The polls will stay open until 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Be sure to tune into the Nightbeat tomorrow for your full Election Day coverage. It's still ahead tonight on the Nightbeat. Is it a bird? Is it a plane? Or is this something else? Federal intelligence agencies prepare a report on those UFO sightings. What we're learning so far coming up.
And a man convicted of killing 2 people is back in court. Why a Bexar County judge is now lessening his sentence. A man who took the lives of 2 people now avoids the death penalty himself. Noah Espada was originally given the death penalty back in 2005. Today, he was back in a courtroom after an appeals process led to a lesser punishment and his sentence overturned. Espada remains convicted of killing Sandra Ramos and his former boss, Luke Scott. Ramos was killed after Espada entered the wrong apartment. Espada later returned to the complex to kill his intended target. In 2018, an appeals court ruled a Bexar County jail guard gave faulty testimony, allowing for a change in punishment. Today, a plea agreement meant the death penalty was waived. Espada now serves a life sentence in prison. He also waived the right to any further appeals.
We now turn to maybe the closest answer yet to the question, are we alone in the universe? ABC News confirming a report set to be released to Congress later this month shows that investigators have found no evidence that suggests unidentified aerial phenomena are linked to alien spacecraft. But ABC's Rena Roy tells us there's something else.
Whoa, it's getting close.
They're the mysterious objects that have been baffling military members and the public for decades. And now we're learning what the government might know about them.
My gosh, they're all going against the wind. The wind's 120 knots from the west.
Federal intelligence agencies will present a report to Congress by the end of the month on those UFO sightings. 2 U.S. officials telling ABC News the report does not have a definitive explanation for the unidentified aerial phenomena, or UAPs, but found no evidence they're linked to alien spacecraft. Another government source says they're also not part of any super secret government program or so-called black programs. Many left scratching their heads, including former Navy pilot Ryan Graves, telling 60 Minutes he regularly spotted something in the sky.
Every day for at least a couple years.
Some say the videos are just cameras playing tricks on us. UFO enthusiast Mick West on Sirius XM radio.
Alex Dietrich said that she drew a diagram back in the day, but where is that diagram now? So there were contemporary accounts, and they've kind of like just vanished, and now we're just left with these stories that they tell, these recountings of what they kind of remember happening.
Lawmakers called for the report after the Navy declassified videos showing encounters that fighter pilots had in recent years. Skeptics claim the unidentified sightings could be some sort of advanced drones developed by Russia or China. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Somehow,
very interesting.
I'm not sure that report's going to answer a lot of questions or satisfy
yeah, indeed.
a lot of questions out there.
Yeah, meantime, let's take a live look outside downtown. 75 degrees out there. The weekend is upon us. Are we going to dry out a little this weekend, Katie?
I think we'll have, yes, an opportunity to kind of, I said this earlier in the day, kind of shake our tail feathers, dry off a little bit. I keep thinking of the ducks that get out of the water and they shake.
I just like that you want us to shake our tail feathers this weekend.
Go crazy.
I like that.
Friday night, go nuts. Yeah, so we're tailoring back rain chances just a bit heading into the weekend, and we'll talk about that in full coming up. I want to show you the high temperatures for today. Soak this in. We're not going to have these kind of numbers. I would give it a week or two. Highs today in San Antonio, nearly 10 degrees below average for this time of year. Look at other parts of the country, though, specifically the northern plains. The high in Bismarck, North Dakota today was 106. Just think about that. Our high was 82, 106. So what's going on? We've got the heat high centered up on the west coast, and it's pretty high up there. So that's producing some big time heat across the central and northern portion of the plains. Meanwhile, a more active weather pattern for us here in Texas. This upper level low is cut off from the rest of the jet stream, and this is going to produce some rain across parts of Texas throughout the weekend, mainly far east Texas and into Louisiana. The deal with these upper level lows, all the good rain making energy is on the east side of them. So it's fairly close to to us, but I think the good soaking rains, that's all going to be a bit farther to our east, and I'm talking literally the I-45 corridor as compared to the I-35 corridor. So here's the setup heading into the weekend. This low is going to move off to the northeast, producing higher rainfall totals off near the Houston area and into portions of Louisiana. Nonetheless, a couple of places, especially east of 35, could start to see maybe 1 to 2 inches of rain over the course of the weekend. That's this blue color here, because I do expect we'll have a few more of those spotty showers and storms east of the I-35 corridor. Elsewhere, I'm not saying anyone along and west of 35 won't see any rain over the next 48 hours, but it's going to be very, very, very spotty in nature. A few more downpours are likely off to the east. That's why rainfall totals there are a touch higher. Here's what we've got going on currently. A storm up 281 between Blanco and Bulverde off to the west of Canyon Lake has run into an outflow boundary. That's this green line south of Canyon Lake from a storm farther to the north. So that outflow boundary has helped this little storm to intensify just a little bit. And we also have a tiny thunderstorm cell, I-10 and 1604. So we'll have to see if that outflow boundary can meet this thunderstorm cell, and that could maybe intensify this little cell briefly as it moves into northern Bexar County and into southern Comal County. So we've got a couple of teeny tiny spotty thunder showers out there tonight. You may hear a rumble of thunder, but coverage of rain heading into the overnight hours is going to be very low all the way through tomorrow morning. We get into Saturday afternoon during the heat of the day. A few more of these spotty little thunder showers popping up with slightly higher coverage off to the east of 35 between San Antonio and Houston. As we get into Sunday, I think even less in the way of these spotty showers, but nonetheless, I can't rule out 1 or 2 here or there as we get into the end of the weekend on Sunday. Temperatures now 75 at the airport, 69 in Kerrville, 73 in Carrizo Springs. Temperatures aren't going to fall too much more from where they are now. Upper 60s near 70 early tomorrow morning. As we get into the afternoon, a few of these spotty thunder showers will be around southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. A bit more of a breeze on Sunday. We'll hang on to some isolated showers and storms through early next week. By the middle of the week, it looks like we'll drop the rain chance, but boost the temperatures back closer to 90 by Wednesday.
All right. Thank you, Katie.
All right, Greg, make sure I've got this straight. He could play for Greg Popovich or with Bugs Bunny.
Pretty much. You've summed it up. You're talking about Space Jam 2, which is released this summer, and it's his cryptic way of trying to indicate to us he is going to pass on a chance to win a 3rd gold medal. When we come back, we're talking about LeBron James now that the defending champs have been eliminated, and the Rockets are in the state championship softball game after what they were able to do today. Coming up. NBA superstar LeBron James has indicated he will not be suiting up for Greg Popovich and Team USA this summer in the delayed 2020 Tokyo Olympics. It comes after the defending NBA champions were eliminated in Game 6 of the first round of the NBA playoffs by the Phoenix Suns, 113-100 to send the Lakers into the offseason 4-2. First time a LeBron-led team has been eliminated in the first round. James won gold for the United States in both 2008 and 2012, but the Lakers are coming off their shortest offseason in team history, just 71 days to the end of the last season in the NBA bubble in Orlando to the start of the regular season last December in the COVID-shortened 72-game season. The Olympics are scheduled to start on July 23rd, and this is what LeBron had to say when asked about suiting up for Team USA in the first year with Greg Popovich as head coach.
I think I'm gonna play for the Toon Squad this summer instead of the Olympics. I think that's what that's my focus on trying to beat the Monstars or the Goon Squad, we call them now. So didn't have much success versus Suns. So now I am gearing my attention to the Goon Squad here in mid-July. So I'm gonna let the ankle rest for about a month, and then I'm gonna gear up with Lola, Taz, Granny, Bugs, and the rest of the crew.
An obvious reference to the release of Space Jam 2 on July 16th.
Pro football coverage, powered by Davis Law Firm.
One of the big questions that plagues the Dallas Cowboys this season is, can they turn their defense around after giving up the most points in team history last season? They've certainly gotten off on the right foot by drafting 8 of their 11 new picks for defense, including the first pick with Micah Parsons and even their 4th pick with Jabril Cox as linebackers. It puts into question the future of both Leighton Vander Esch and Jalen Smith with the team under new defensive coordinator Dan Quinn, who decided to move Vander Esch to the weak side linebacker, told us today why.
It's
just the length that he has. He can play behind a 3 technique like a big guy like Nev who can, get onto the block and allows him to scrape and run fast. So those are just a few of the things that he's done. But from the linebacker side, with both Leighton and with Jalen, I've been super impressed with these guys from their leadership. One of the words that comes to mind for me for those two has been selfless. And that part, taking the new guys under their wing, this is how we do it, this is where we go, their camaraderie, that chemistry, not every team has that.
Now, La'el Collins is back on the field after missing all of last season with hip problems, forced him to have surgery. Now he's back in the Cowboys' second organized team activities, ready to protect quarterback Dak Prescott in his comeback as well at right tackle.
It was tough. I just kept going back and forth for myself because, I knew if I had to get the surgery, I was going to miss the season. And it was something that, I wasn't looking forward to at all. And just getting surgery, period. But it was something that needed to be done. So just went on ahead and got it done. I'm happy we got it done when we did. And now I feel good and ready to rock.
All right, the Judson Rockets headed to the state championship game in softball next. The Judson Rockets softball team keeps reaching for the stars in the playoffs in the 6A state semifinals today. Judson facing Rockwall Yellow Jackets. Judson takes control early, bottom of the first. Judson already up 2-0 when Cleandra Dunn comes up with a big RBI double to left center that brings home Mimi Thornton, and the Rockets go up 3-0 after one. Bottom of the sixth, Rockets up 4-1 when Lauren Ramos smacks a 2-run blast over the left field wall to make it 6-2 Rockets. That's your final. Judson's headed to the state championship game.
It was a great feeling. We just words can't even describe how great this is to play in the state championship and just win this game.
We've been waiting for it, and it just happened all of a sudden, and that's what we're going to do, and we're going to get it.
We were all so excited, and we were so ready to get going, and I think that's what made us be there and keep it going.
And then they had to get away for a graduation. Look at that. Judson down to 6A championship game tomorrow at McCombs Field in Austin at 5 p.m. The Smithson Valley Rangers headed to the state after they held off Los Fresnos in the Region 4 baseball finals. Had to be finished today in Corpus Christi due to weather. The game resumed in the 6th inning. Bases full of Falcons. They would end up tying the game at 2-2 going into the 7th. The Rangers don't blink. Tim Arguello comes through with an RBI single to left to score Ryan Ruff, and the Rangers grab the lead back 3-2. Bottom of the 7th, Falcons have the bases loaded again. All the Rangers need is one more out. Rangers pitcher Brandon Taylor makes a nice grab, tossed to first for the final out. The Rangers are heading to state 3-2.
Once that ball hit my glove, I just knew that I just had to run it over and basically hand it off to Garrett. So, I knew the game was over once that ball hit my glove, and just so many emotions were going through my mind right then and there.
It's one of a kind. This is one amazing team. We're all like brothers to each other. Amazing team.
All right, and in the 1A Region 4 finals, DeHaas is eliminated in the third and deciding game, 7-6, a final in 8. And we'll be with Judson as they go for that state championship tomorrow up in Austin at 5.
You know what I liked about the Judson highlights better than anything else?
What's that?
The third base coach. When you look back at the third base coach when the home run is hit,
sure,
jumping up and down as excited as the kids.
Celebrating just as the kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you, Greg. We'll be right back.
Once again, France sending the United States a Statue of Liberty. A French museum is actually sending a replica that's 16 times smaller than Lady Liberty with the goal of rekindling a centuries-long friendship. The replica will leave Paris on Monday, should arrive at Ellis Island on Independence Day. From there, it'll be taken to the French Embassy in Washington, D.C. around July 14th to mark France's Bastille Day as part of a 10-year loan.
All right, one more look at radar. We may have a few folks hearing some rumbles of thunder in northern Bexar County, mainly between Leon Springs and Stone Oak, that little thunder shower moving north. We've also got a slightly larger storm up 281 south of Blanco there. We've got some outflow boundaries bouncing around. Any of those outflow boundaries could bump into these little thunderstorm cells, intensify them briefly, but overall things are going to be pretty quiet for most of us tonight. A couple more isolated thunder showers possible over the weekend, but overall your outdoor plans should be just fine. Guys.
Thank you, Katie. GMSA starts at 6 in the morning.
Good night.